Hello, everybody. Hello, team. So we continue with our meeting, NOMOBO sentiment analysis. So our team members are Smith Raval, me, Elvin Ibrahimov, Alejandro Barrera, and Bikram Lamsal. So our week 4 agenda is we will talk about execution plan status. We'll explain our week 4 update. We'll also talk about issues and challenges that we faced. We'll also plan for the future week 5 plan. So, and lastly, we'll discuss about budget status. So, yeah. So I'll start with execution plan. So first and second week, we can revise that we created a list of aspects in the first meeting, so kickoff meeting. We cleansed data. That's what we did in the first meeting this semester. So the third and fourth week, we did aspect implementation. And currently we did code testing. So this is our current status, and we'll get a feedback session. So, and next things that you can see also in next weeks, our plans and our deliverables. So the first and second week, we engaged in thorough data cleansing, refined data structure, conducting comprehensive research, and list the aspects for sentiment analysis. In the third and fourth week, we implemented identified aspects, rigorously tested the code, and incorporated feedback for continuous refinement. So the next slide will be talked by Alejandro.
Thank you so much, Elvin. So
Week 4 will be
yeah,
updated
that's
given
right.
by me.
Yeah.
No worries.
Okay.
For week 4 update, our focus for week 4 was on to extract and refine sentiment for user reviews for all these files, and we aim to fine tune model and improve our performance. And we did that. For that, we were supposed to focus on text cleansing, and we identified that user reviews are not that refined text. It was human touch. It was missing some commas, period, and some punctuation. That's why we wanted to implement some punctuations. So we implemented some punctuations with NMTK. It was not work that well for us. It was merely added that a period at the end. It didn't put comma or other punctuations well. So we move on with and explore a sparsy name entity recognition to extract entities from the reviews, as we were focusing on the entities that are positive and negative. Although sparsy doesn't works like that for sentiments, it works for entities for name, date, place, organizations. So that's why we mostly got the product extraction. Our focus was to extract some positive and negative sentiments. It was like if we are getting a positive, then it sent last for a day. So we focus. Our focus was to extract last all days, as it was considered in a date, but it did not work that well, and it did not meet our expectations. So we moved on with our next implementation that we had planned. It was for ChatGPT API integrations, and we developed a code that will feed ChatGPT API on GPT 3.5 Turbo model, and will give us the positive, negative, and the aspects from the comments. And we did implement those codes. So I'll be sharing my screen and show you what we got for that code. Before moving on to that, these are some evidence for the punctuation that we try to put on. these are the NLTK library function that we try to tokenize, and these are some punctuations models that we try across the Hugging Face. We did try for two or three models, but some of the models were not meant to process English as a language. Those are some French and Spanish language that uh, has the library that they can punctuate very well. But English, as you can see, we were getting some error, and it was due to language, and we were not able to process those punctuations well. And we did process the files without that, and we try to this is the second model that we try to implement for punctuations, but it also did not work well. It was also giving us as a setting that the default language as English, that we are not able to process through those languages. So these are the evidence that we implement some models integration to our code, but it did not work fine. That's why we worked on ChatGPT, and this was our code for the Hugging Face model for sentiment extraction. This is code for that. After that we code SaaS forming, we install pip install OpenAI. That will load OpenAI to our system, and we made this. We set up API key. We did make a call to uh, GPT-3 with using GPT 3.5 turbo model, and this is the Excel file that we have loaded, and we as r- we we ran it for first 10 comments as a sample data, and we load those sentiments, and we extract those sentiments from ChatGPT response using regex, and we are loading the data set into Excel, and this is the last evidence, the output that we have got from the chat GPT. We process the 10 user reviews, and this is the output that we are getting for week 4, and this was all work done for week 4 progress. And for issues and challenges, as there are many updates, and ChatGPT API function calling and Open API has introduced more and more new models. So there are some changes in calling chain completion function. So we tackle with that, and also before response was in JSON file, but now it was in a class object version. So that was also minor issues that we got, and we implement those. The major issues I would say is our request per meeting limitation. So request per minute is for free tier is for 3 RPM. So that's why we chose a sample data to run on, and we did for 10 reviews. And we to overcoming these challenges, we ask for API key from client, although it is they have given us in GitHub code, it is there, but it's before we utilize those API keys, we uh, prefer to request the permission from him. Week 5 plan will be uh, Alejandro can continue.
Thank you so much, Smith. So after all the explanation about what we have done and the issues that we were able to overcome, uh, so we want to focus on explaining what we are going to do on the next couple of weeks. So first of all, we want to finish extracting all the sentiments, the positive, negative, and neutral ones. Then we also want to use obtain the API key from the client in order to get more data for our sentiment analysis. And also we want to schedule a meeting with our client in order to gather the feedback on the process that we are doing. So in order to go to more detail about what is the plan. So first of all, we have some activities on the data analysis. We want to understand the distribution and the patterns that we are finding in our data. And we also want to develop the regex patterns for identifying positive, negative, and neutral sentiments. The API key that will ensure that we can integrate larger scale sentiment analysis. The feedback collection, of course, is to verify that everything that we are doing is right and is according to the plan of the client. Speed, can you go to your slide?
Yeah.
So this is our Gantt graph. This shows how are we doing on the different activities and tasks that we had planned. We already were able to identify the aspects. We just want to go in depth into what we are finding in those aspects. And the next steps, as you can see, is to go through the meeting with our client in order to integrate their feedback into our process. So the budget is going to be delivered by Bikram Lamsal. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alejandro. So as we have planned, we have a budget per week in this. So you can see here in this week 4, we are doing budget per week. We have divided in this way. So how we are spending, you can see it here. Next slide, please. So we have total budget we have here, and then the spend which we have done is you can see in these categories. So another slide, please. Thank you so much, everyone. That's our meeting.